Alright, so if I was to talk about a subject that I was uncomfortable with, it would have to be my most uncomfortable subject, and oftentimes pointed out to me, is my teeth. It's nature versus nurture, contributing factors for both. This lovely feature, the prominent upper tooth sticking out, was a lovely gift from my biological father. He has the same thing. I've seen it. I've seen him. Met him when I was like 17, briefly for about 3 days. And so I recognized him immediately, and we had the same teeth. I was like, oh. So that's, would have had it fixed as a child, but as a child, my mom was on welfare, and we had California Medi-Cal, you know, the Medicaid for poor people. And Medi-Cal in the 80s, braces were cosmetic. So if it didn't stop me from being able to eat, they weren't going to cover it. So, anyway, so no braces. Crooked teeth, no braces. But this one is a different color. This one is a different color because of something that happened before it actually came out of my gums. As a child, when I was 6, I was first grade. My mom was taking me home. She put me on the handlebars of a 10-speed bicycle she had borrowed from my dad, stepdad. So she decided it was a good idea to put me on the handlebars and I would ride home this way. Now it's a distance between my school and home, which is why she didn't want to walk. It was faster to use the bicycle. I remember most of it. I remember sitting on the handlebars, trying to hold my legs up in front of me, and they're getting heavier. And being jarred by the road, every bump, the vibration, trying to keep my legs held up was exhausting. And I was looking for a place to rest my feet on, trying to prop myself up to be secure on the handlebars in front of my mom. And there was a tire guard that covered the front wheel. So I put my feet on the tire guard and kind of rest them there while the bike is bouncing around. And my feet would slip off. And I keep trying to put it back on. Keep trying to put it back on. I'm just trying to hold on. And she's going down the street, you know. And at some point, while I'm trying to put my foot back on, I'm getting exhausted. You know. And trying to put my foot back on, it fell off, and I didn't quite go all the way up to the level to go on top of the wheel. Instead, somehow, I got my foot stuck in the wheel, in the spokes of the front wheel, which wheels passing through those bars to secure it. So the wheel immediately stops. Front wheel stops, we don't. We continue over the wheel forward and down into the street. And my hands are on the handlebar at my rear end because I'm sitting on the handlebars. My hands are on the handlebars on each side of my hips. And face first, I go down face first right into the asphalt. We're crossing the street. Face down, hit the asphalt. Nothing, didn't put my hands out, just smashed my face. Hit so hard that I bounced off the ground as my mom was coming down behind me. And she hit the back of my head and slammed me down back into the cement of the asphalt. It hit the asphalt, and My mom put her hands out and was trying not to land on top of me. Although she did hit me into it, she didn't land on me. She was hovering above me and climbed awkwardly off of the whole wreckage that was us and the bike. And she thought that my face was going to be trashed. Yeah. Worst nightmare. She grabs my face, lifts me up, looks at my face. She's looking for hamburger. I have a scratch. Just a scratch down the face. She's looking at me going, oh good. I mean, she hit her head, but it doesn't look too bad. And I'm talking about my foot hurts. My foot is twisted around. I don't know how. I didn't break it. It was twisted the wrong direction. It didn't break. I was super limber, double jointed, something. I don't know what happened, but I didn't break my foot. Ankle is fine, foot's fine, but it's just twisted around. She's trying to get my foot out of the spokes gently, because she don't want to cause injury, especially if she doesn't know if it's broken or something. She said that she heard me coughing, turns around, and I'm coughing blood all over the street. I had a bloody nose, but it had run back my throat, and I couldn't keep up swallowing fast enough, and I was choking on the blood that was pouring down my throat, and I started coughing it up. And the stuff that I did swallow, I was throwing that up too. And so eventually that caused the blood to start coming down the front, and I was able to breathe and stuff. But basically I had just pouring blood. Nose was not broken. It was higher up. I had broken these two front teeth out. And I had broken in half the ones on each side, which had to be, they were dentist removed them, had to be surgically removed. But it must have exposed the nerve inside the tooth, because I have a very distinct memory of touching a nerve in my tooth, and the tree of lightning pain. It was immense. Breath on it was painful. Anything was just this little fiber that if anything came into contact with it, it would just, the pain level was increased. And I've never, as an adult, had a tooth break. So it had to have been that situation, because I've never had any other situation like it. So I had to have had an exposed nerve. But the impact was so hard that my developing adult teeth inside the gums, I actually hit so hard I damaged one of those developing teeth. And the tooth here has two roots, but for some reason one of the roots is much shorter, is underdeveloped, so short that the tooth is not getting adequate oxygen blood flow. And so it will be always a different color, because it's not healthy. It's not healthy because it's not getting the blood flow it needs. Don't know how to remedy it. I had a dentist tell me that he wanted to do a root canal, kill it, grind it down, and cap it, so that it would be the rest of the, he could make it all the same color. That's expensive and painful, and I don't see the value of having the teeth that match in color. You know, having them all in one color is not that important to me. It's solid, it functions, it doesn't hurt. You know, it's a different color, but overall, why would I spend the money and the pain to have a root canal and a cap? It just seemed very superficial. I mean, I would like to have straight teeth, you know, to be able to smile and not be self-conscious and have somebody, why are your teeth like that? Usually children. Why are your teeth like that? Most of the time I don't smile. I rarely smile. In fact, I almost never smiled until my husband. My husband likes my teeth. My husband loves my smile. He tells me to smile. He says he loves it. But I still, in my head, because I got teased, I don't like my teeth. And should I ever have the opportunity to do so, I will try to get them fixed. On top of having crooked teeth, I also have my mother's jaw. So I have my father's fang, my mother's jaw. This jaw is shorter than the upper jaw, so my teeth don't line up. So I can't really close my mouth well. My teeth are crowded because of small jaw, and it affects my pronunciation, it affects my sleep, it affects how I eat. I tend to bite my tongue or my cheek. So at some point I would love to have my jaw, the process is supposed to be to break it and extend it, and it's kind of like what they would do with your legs if you're going to get taller, and then you break your legs and extend the leg. It would be the same thing for the jaw, and I would have to have my mouth wired shut and heal, and the bone would actually have to be grown there so that the lower and the upper jaw would be in alignment. Because right now it's like so small, and it's smaller than the upper jaw. And so I'm always having to put my jaw forward, trying to just to meet the upper jaw. And my mother's is far worse. I guess my dad contributed a little length to it, but hoping my kids don't have it. Hoping that there's enough genetic diversity. But it looks like my kids are going to be fine. And no matter what my weight is, I always have a double chin. I mean, my head like comes right out of my neck. So I was underweight, had it. Overweight, have it. Healthy, have it. This never changes. Never goes away. This is like, I have no jawline ever. And it's just how I was created. So basically my face sits in my neck, and it's not the prettiest thing. So I'm not gonna be pretty, really. I think at times I achieve cute. I find I have achieved cute at times. Not all the time, but you know, I could strive for it, and I think I hit it sometimes. But the teeth, I go back and forth whether or not it's a priority. I mean, if it's not going to take away from my children's needs, my husband's needs, the needs of the family, but, you know, I figure at some point in time I'm going to have to address it and just have it taken care of. But then part of me is like, at my age, maybe just wait for dentures. I don't know. I'm 44. I mean, I guess I could keep all my teeth. You know, my grandmother had dentures by this age, but it's like, it should be a priority since it bothers me, but at the same time, it's like, I hate that it bothers me. I hate that I'm superficial enough to be bothered by superficial. And I want to be more than that. You know? I'm not attractive, but I should be okay with that. You know? And what is the purpose of it? To qualify for what? Life? To be qualified for the space I take up? The relationships that I'm connected to? So, I go back and forth. Like, will I be any better of a person with straight teeth? But at the same time, it does bother me. And then, like, so, can get my head around it. Do I do something about it or not? If I do something about it, does it make me shallow? If I don't do something about it, how do I stop feeling the way I feel when someone points out, oh, your teeth? I'm like, yeah, my teeth. Yeah, I also got mismatching ears, and hey, look, my hairline's different on both sides. I got my mother's hairline and my father's hairline. You know, my nose is crooked. I got a wicked witch mole. Anything else you want to point out? Yeah, I'm good with pretty much everything that's, you know, on me. Yeah, but I guess the teeth is the one thing that kind of sticks out. I got teased the most, maybe, at school as a child. You know, bucktooth, beaver, just, you know, all the names the kids would come up with. Unlike my glasses, can't take off the teeth. So, anyways, that is just, I guess, the one thing that I'm really still struggling with as far as discomfort goes. That's my discomforting thing. Alright.